Here's what you say we ought to invest in. Instead of funding the police, here's what we ought to invest in. We need to invest in programs that acknowledge the need for safe space initiatives led by lesbian, gay, bisexual, two-spirit, trans, and gender nonconforming people. What's two-spirit?
Well, look, I don't know exactly. You guys are pulling some interesting quotes.
This is from your report. You say, don't fund the police, but do fund programs that create safe spaces for two-spirit people. What is? I just want to know. I don't know what that is. I have no idea what that is.
Well, I honestly, I'm not completely aware of the language or
you
the
wrote the
report. How that was written. But what I'm telling you is that what
is a two-spirit individual? I mean, really, this is your policymakers' playbook. You are the witness called by the Democrats on this committee, so I assume you reflect their views. Well, you don't want to fund the police. You want to fund safe spaces for two-spirit individuals. What is a two-spirit person?
I feel like I'm looking at a two-faced individual because you talk about reducing
no, sir.
violence.
You're looking at somebody who's reading you your own words, and I'd like to hear an answer.
You can't make this up. You cannot make this up. This man is not even able to explain what two-spirit means, yet they want to take away money from the police to fund this nonsense. And this is what happens when woke ideology runs the government. It's always feelings over facts and criminals over citizens. If you cannot explain, if you cannot elaborate on what you are spending the money on, maybe you should not be spending that money. This is financial literacy 101.
I still don't get it. Senator Josh Hawley, Missouri, is with us. All right. Well, you were there. Can you explain it? Because I still don't get it.
No, I can't explain it. They can't explain it. But here's the real fact of the matter, Sean. They know exactly what they're doing. They did it the last 4 years. They took money away from cops. They took money away from ICE. They took money away from law enforcement. And what did they spend it on in blue city after blue city? This kind of gobbledygook garbage, this safe spaces, this hold your hand, kumbaya, two-spirit, trans this and that. And then they wonder why our cities are in shambles. And they sit there and throw stones at Donald Trump as he sends in the National Guard to restore order. He's doing the right thing. They're doing the crazy thing. They're responsible for what's happening. They still can't admit it, and we cannot allow them to get by with it.
I mean, 100%. When you see what's happening in New York City, when you see the chaos happening in Chicago, in California, it's not hard to explain. It's not rocket science. They defunded the police, took the money and spent it on illegal migrants. It's that simple. Guess what's going to happen if you have less police officers in the streets? Guess what's going to happen if you give criminals incentives to commit more crimes? Guess what's going to happen if you give illegal migrants incentives to come to your city? It is not rocket science. New York City spent over $7 billion in illegal migrants in the past 2-3 years alone. Chicago, $200 million in the past 2-3 years alone spent on illegal migrants. California, over $30 billion spent on illegal migrants. What do you think is going to happen when you keep attracting the bad guys to your cities? What do you think is going to happen when you do not take care of your current police officers? It is not hard to explain. And when you listen to all these woke mayors, all these woke governors speaking, they want to blame everything on President Trump. It's like, what?
Yeah, all right. Let's talk about the Schumer shutdown and the implications of this. I want you to address the big lie, because the legacy media mob, Democrats, they want the American people to believe something is not true. Oh, no, we're not doing this to help provide funding for health care for illegals. Can you set the record straight?
Absolutely. It's in the Senate Democrats' own bill that they've already voted for twice this week, Sean. They're going to vote for it again tomorrow. Here's what it does. It says all of the rules prohibiting Medicaid and other funding from going to illegals that Donald Trump just signed into law earlier this year will be repealed. So that means that the illegals can get right back on the state Medicaid rolls, right back on the state health care rolls. They know it. They want it. This is what Democrats want to spend money on. And get this, they would rather deny pay to our military servicemen and women. They would rather deny health care to our veterans than deny health care to illegals. They want to give money to illegals so bad they will shut down the entire government to do it. Sean, it's crazy. It's absolutely nuts.
Often here I say that the Democrats are totally anti-Americans. I do not say this lightly. I say this because when you look at their actions, when you look at their policies, when you look at their priorities, you will see they are in fact anti-Americans. They want open border. They want free health care for illegal migrants. They want to defund the police to take care of illegal migrants. They give more incentives to lazy people to continue being more lazy. They punish the good citizens. They are not tough on crimes. Everything the Democrats do shows they are not working for the American people.
All right. How does this play out? How does this end? What is their off-ramp? Do you see... I guess the checks will stop going out in the middle of the month. Does it extend out a couple of weeks here? They'll still get paid, or, you know, at some point they're going to have to give in. That's the way it works.
Yeah, well, what's going to happen is reality is going to set in. I think their constituents are going to go to them, you know, normal, hardworking people, and they're going to say, wait a minute. I can't now go and apply to get onto Medicare. I can't go if I'm a veteran. I'm going to go to the VA and they're going to tell me services aren't available. But you Democrats are sitting up there in Congress doing nothing but getting paid. I think the public is not going to have it. Everybody's still paying taxes, Sean, but their government isn't open. But the Democrats are getting paid. It's insane. I think the public won't have it. And I think pretty soon here people are going to demand that they stop this foolishness, which is what it is. They give up their petty games and they get back to work. And that's the big thing here. They don't want to work. They need to get back to work right now.
Help me understand this. You know, I'm a C student, so I'm going to need your help here. The government shuts down. U.S. veterans cannot get the help they need. Government employees are home without pay, but Democrats in Congress are still getting paid. Us, the American people, we are still paying taxes to a government that is shut down. This is ridiculous.
When you find out the meaning of two-spirit, will you please come back and help educate our audience?
I'll let you know.
I'm having a hard time wrapping my mind around it.
Listen, if you're watching this video and you know what two-spirit means, please leave a comment, help us out here, because obviously none of us here understand what it's two-spirit means. Anyway, as always, guys, thanks for watching. If you have not subscribed, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Leave a comment, let me know what you think as I continue to bring more, but most importantly, better content. As I continue to call out the nonsense from the woke liberals, call out the pure nonsense from the Democrats, and most importantly, promote and uphold conservative values. Here on this channel, this is our mission. To promote conservative values, because for far too long the Democrats, the liberals have been so loud, destroying this society, promoting the most destructive things to our kids, abusing the children. Now it is time for us conservatives to speak up and fight back. It is time to remind people what makes this country an amazing country. God, family, country. God, family, country. As always, may God bless you, and may God bless the United States of America.